Alright guys, welcome back to our channel and another video for you. Today we are going to step away from the GR Corolla content that we normally do, and we're going to go back over a product that we released a little while ago. And that's our 8-inch Toyota plug-and-play speaker kit, or the complete plug-and-play speaker kit. Toyota shares a lot of the same speakers across its entire platform. So when we put that out, we just put it out as like a general Toyota plug-and-play speaker kit. A lot of you reach out and ask exactly what model does it fit. Well, I didn't expect to get the response that we did. I've been constantly replying to emails, messages about what does this fit, what vehicle is it for. So I'm going to start putting out vehicle specific videos so that you can see that kit specifically for that vehicle, so you know exactly what you're going to get with that kit. Um, Before I go into all the details on these kits, a couple things. This is going to be a slightly lengthy video, but I promise you, you're going to get a lot of useful information if you're trying to get info on these kits, on what's included, how it's installed, and the quality of the kit. Also, we are working on our website. That's probably the second biggest question we get is, where's your website and how can I purchase these products? So we are working on that website. We have put it off to the side a bit. We would rather focus on the products and the customer service than getting that website up and running. It's definitely something we are working on, but we want to make sure that that website has all of the proper information so that if you do go on there and click and buy, you are confident in what you are buying. There's a lot of times where people jump on a website, click and buy something, they get it in, and it's not the right product. Or it's not the right product for them. It doesn't fit their needs. So because we are a retail location, we have a full-blown retail shop installation. We've been doing this I've been doing it myself for over 25 years. So we want to take that approach and give you kind of more of that one-on-one approach. We are offering a premium product, so we want to give you premium customer service. We're not offering 40 different options of plug-and-play speaker kits. We have one or two specific options for your specific vehicle, and then we want to make sure that this product is going to fit your needs. So giving you that one-on-one time is gonna, it's just gonna translate to a better experience. We will get that website up and running, so we will get that going eventually. But for now, drop us an email at info@plugandplayaudio.com, or you can just drop a quick comment over here on YouTube, and we'll get you guys questions answered. If you do drop an email, you're going to get me directly, so I'll work with you one-on-one to answer your questions or get you set up with a purchase on some of the products. So with all of that said, let's take a look at the kit. This kit that you see in front of you here is for the 2005 to 2003 Tacoma and 2010 to 2023 4Runner. JBL or non-JBL, this kit will work in that application. Why would you buy our kit over some of the other plug-and-play options out there? We want to offer you a more premium kit, something that is 100% ready to go plug and play right out of the box. Not a lot of companies are doing that. If you were to buy a manufacturer specific plug and play kit, say from maybe Focal or there's maybe a few out there, you will get something that's pretty much plug and play right out of the box. Most of the other third party retailers, it's not plug and play right out of the box. They're going to send you a box of speakers. They're going to send you some universal speaker adapters, some harness adapters, and then you assemble everything and put it together. There's nothing wrong with that. You can still get a really good quality system doing it that way. We just want to give you that ability to just take it right out of the box, install it, and know that you're going to get a premium product. You're going to get something that's ready to go, ready to install, and it's going to perform as soon as you install it. So that's why we do what we do, and that's why we use what we use when we do our kits. In these kits, we use Morel audio speakers. Basically, all of our kits use Morel speakers. In this application here, you have the Morel IP UNI 82. So it is that 8-inch mid-bass driver. And then you have your tweeters for your dash replacements. And then in the rear, you're going to get the Maximal 6.5-inch two-way coaxials, which is basically what we use in all of our Toyota plug-and-play speaker kits. So why do we use these? These are a highly efficient speaker. What that means is the more efficient that speaker is, the better it's going to maximize the power that's there. So a lot of you guys want a plug and play speaker kit because you want that OEM plus, right? You don't want to modify anything. You don't want to modify wires. You don't want to modify panels. You want something that's just going to fit like factory, but perform way better than factory. So you need a speaker that's going to maximize that factory power because you're more than likely going to utilize your factory head unit or factory amplification, which it doesn't have a lot of power. So when you take a off-the-shelf speaker that's designed for an aftermarket amplifier, which 99% of aftermarket speakers are, you're going to be drastically underpowering that speaker. So a lot of times people will say, well, it sounds a little bit brighter. The treble is a little bit more aggressive, but I lost a little bit of mid bass. Maybe it's not any louder than it was. That's because you don't have the power to generate to play that speaker at the level that it's supposed to be played at with the appropriate power. So by using a speaker that's got a higher sensitivity, it's going to maximize the power that's there. It doesn't necessarily mean that you can't give it more power. That's one of the beauties of these speakers here is they work very well off of OEM power. If you want to do just like a quick little plug and play amplifier, you could do that. Or if you want to do a full blown amplifier, DSP, multi-channel system, these will take it. We've installed these on OEM Toyota radios. We've installed them on the OEM JBL Toyota systems. And we've installed these on full-blown DSP systems. I use this in one of my vehicles, and I'm running about 100 watts per channel, per speaker. So 100 watts for the 8, 100 watts for the tweeter, 100 watts for the other 8, and so on and so on. These things will take the power if you give it, but it'll also perform very well off of minimal power if you're just going to use that OEM head unit to give you that OEM plus kind of system. So when we take a look at what's included with our kit, this is what you see right here. We'll take a look at our front system first. So our front system is designed around that 8-inch two-way kit. Our mounts are 3D printed in-house. We design these ourselves. We print these ourselves. These are made specifically for that application. It's not a universal mount where you're going to be breaking off tabs or trying to align things weird to make it fit. This is made specifically for your vehicle. So we 3D print these in-house. We apply all of the gaskets. So you have your foam gasket on the front. This foam gasket on the front is designed to couple this to the door panel. So when the door panel goes back on, this is going to seal to that door panel and keep all of the energy from this speaker firing directly out of your door rather than bleeding into the door panel and causing more vibration and resonance and whatnot. So that foam gasket is going to help with that there. When we take a look at the back, we have a foam gasket on the back as well. This is going to help seal the mount to the door. It's also going to help eliminate any rattle that you could possibly get from the mount. Our mounts are a lot more solid than some of the universal ones. The universal ones are pretty flimsy, so a lot of times they'll tend to vibrate and rattle. This is a little bit more solid, plus you get that foam gasket on the back. When we look at the speaker connection up here, we don't use the metal spades that just slide on. Everything is soldered so that you'll never have to worry about a loose connection, any issue in your door. OEM connector is pressed into the mount so that you can just plug directly into it. You don't have to worry about adapters dangling around in your door. So that is a look at the front 8-inch mid-bass driver. It is a shallow mount mid-bass driver. It does have a front-mounted neodymium magnet. So neodymium magnets are a lot more stronger than ferrite magnets, which is your traditional type of magnet structure. So this is going to give you that shallow mounting depth, good power handling, very good response, and allow you to install that 8-inch speaker in your door without modifying it. And that's the key with this here is you're not modifying your door panel, you're not modifying the metal on your door. This will bolt directly in like factory, and you're going to get a 8-inch mid-bass driver in your front doors. So from there, depending on how you're going to do your install, again, more than likely you're going to use your factory radio, which means you're going to need to use the included inline crossover for the speakers. So the way that we set that up for the door is we have this harness made here. This has OEM connectors on both ends. And what this is going to allow you to do is plug one end into the factory connector in your door and then plug the other end directly into our connector here so that you have this crossover inline. We include some zip ties so you can zip tie this up so it's out of the way and it won't dangle around. If you are going to ever upgrade and you want to go up to a full-blown system with multi-channel and use a DSP, there's no need for these anymore. So because we use all the OEM connectors, you can just unplug this, put it off to the side, take your factory connector, plug it right in, and then you're set to run a DSP and not use the inline crossovers. Because we do it this way, yes, you do have some loose connectors that can potentially dangle in your dash or in your door and vibrate plastic on metal. So we give you these foam pads. They are adhesive backed, and what you're gonna do is once you plug these guys in, you're just gonna peel the backing and then you're gonna wrap them around. And that's just gonna help insulate this plastic and stop it from rattling in your dash or on your door. So again, we want to give you that more premium kit, premium products, and give you a more premium installation as well. So we want to give you all those little accessories to make it a little bit better. We also include some sound dampening. It's not a full sound dampening kit. It's just enough to be installed behind the speaker to eliminate or help eliminate some of that resonance and that energy coming off of the back of the speaker. So when you remove your factory speaker, you'll be left with a hole. This guy will go into that hole and install on the inside of your door. So once your speaker is installed, it's basically going to be set up like this. So all of the energy coming off of the back of that speaker is going to hit this rather than hitting your metal door. This is going to help absorb some of that resonance and that energy. It is a multi-layer material, so it does have a foam top layer. So that foam top layer is really going to do that work to absorb that energy and eliminate some of that resonance and whatnot. We also have pre-cut sound dampening kits for the Tacoma. We're working on the 4Runner kit right now, but we do have a pre-cut kit for the Tacomas for the 4-doors that will do the inside and the outside of the door. So when we say inside, the area that this would normally go into, that inner cavity of your door, it'll deaden that, and then it'll also deaden the outer side where this speaker mounts. We'll have videos on that as well down the road, but we do offer that. If you're interested, just ask us about it. We'll get you that info. So that's kind of how the door is going to be set up with your mounts, with the adapters. When we move over to the dash, we have our tweeter. So when we take a look here, we have our Silk Dome tweeter, 3D printed mount. We also have a foam gasket installed on the front. So again, this is going to couple to that dash grill and keep all that energy fired directly out. So we look at the back. Everything is basically set up, ready to go. We have our connector. We have our inline crossover. This is just one piece to plug right in. It's not going to have a separate adapter like the door speaker will. But plug into the OEM connector, and then you would take your included foam, wrap this around so that, again, it'll insulate the plastic and help eliminate any rattle if it does happen. When we move over to the rear doors, we have the Maximal 6.5-inch two-way coaxial. So with this guy here, you're going to get a massive upgrade over factory as well because you are adding a tweeter. Most of the factory speakers aren't going to have a tweeter in the rear. So you're going to get that added tweeter, which is going to give you better, higher frequency response, better detail out of your rear speakers. It is still a 6.5, so it's the same size as the rear. You're not getting a bigger speaker in the rear like you are in the front, but you are getting a much better quality speaker. So same deal here. We have our 3D printed mount. We have our gaskets installed on the front. We have our OEM connector pressed in. When we move over to the back, we also have our gasket in the rear. And then we have our connector and we have our soldered connection here. So very solid. You're never going to worry about any issues with loose connections or whatnot on your speakers. And yeah, that is basically a look at our kit. So again, you get your fronts. If you want to do the 8s, you have your 6.5s for the rear. You get all the extra foam pieces. You get the extra deadener. So you'll get a sheet of deadener for each speaker that you're installing in the doors. So you get a lot of those accessories. There's not a lot of little things that come with it because it's already set up, ready to go. So again, right out of the box, plug these guys in. You got a great sounding system, whether you're using factory power, a small little plug-and-play amp, which we also have a small little 4-channel plug-and-play amplifier that you can install behind your head unit to just kind of bump this up and give you a little bit better performance. Or if you want to go full blown multi channel DSP system, these will also do that as well. One last thing on the 4Runners. So the 4Runner does have an additional set of speakers in the rear hatch. So if you do want to do that, you would basically be looking at this plus an additional set of the rear speakers if you wanted to upgrade that rear hatch. You don't have to buy all sets. You can just do one set, however you feel like you want to do it. Um, as far as pricing, the front kit is $699, and then the rear kit is $299. So that'll come with everything that you see right here. All of the accessories, everything pre-installed, ready to go right out of the box. So again, if you guys have any questions, you can drop us a message on our email, info@plugandplayaudio.com. Drop us a quick comment over here in the comments, and I will get with you guys, answer any questions, and get you set up with a sale. So thank you guys for watching. I know it's been long. Hopefully you got all the information that you need, and I'll see you in the next one.